All right, here we go. For the tube, say what up, tube.
What up, tube?
What up, tube? All right, last but certainly not least, for the show. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros.
Woo! SHIT, ladies and gentlemen. So happy
that's
it's
right.
Thursday.
It
Hernan
is an
Cias
SHIT.
here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
The insurance bro, James Cias, and as always, we have another fun-filled rock and roll, ready to go episode for you. Welcome back to the final installment of our 5-part personal and business finance series. We've been lucky to have these two gentlemen with us each Thursday so far in 2020, and every single week, they have brought such value. I invite all of you to go back to episodes 364, 368, 374, and 380 and listen to the rest of this series. To close it all out on this last day of our 5-week festivities, please welcome back to the show the Shark CFO, the Invictus Advisors, Vidal Espinosa, and Jeff Redondo.
Hey.
you know, in week 5, he still got a good intro.
Yeah, you know what? you know what you need? You need to find a clap track.
A clap track?
Right? Just hear getting bombs.
Right?
Clap track.
Let me see, I'll find it while
In
you
our
guys are
live
talking.
studio audience.
Live studio audience.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get talking, I want to remind you guys we are looking for 100 sweaters, blankets, hoodies, whatever you got. We are at 85, so we're super close. We're just looking for 15 more, and then we got it. So if you guys got any, we want to do it by the end of the month. That means tomorrow is the last day.
Tomorrow.
So, not that we won't take your donations after that, but we want to do it by the end of the month to hit 100, so we're pretty damn close. So hit James up, 619-884-0045, or james@ciasfirst.com. We're also in the insurance business, ladies and gentlemen. James is the insurance bro. Pipeline Insurance is the name of our agency. Hit us up for all your insurance needs, 619-884-0045, or james@ciasfirst.com. Remember, we're giving you the try it before you buy it option. So send us all the referrals you got for homeowners. We're going to win the business for you. We're just that confident with the business that with the quality of business that we do. And then I'm going to send you a statement every single month, and that statement is going to have a dollar amount that you could have collected if you got your license. I'm going to show you how to get a license there too. And then you have until the end of the year. You have until December 31st. If you get your license by December 31st, all those commission checks that I've been sending you, those possible checks, will be in your bank account. So you got until the end of the year. Try it before you buy it. We're going to show you how we make other people money, and you're going to want to enjoy the show. So if you're a loan officer, you got a tax office, something like that, hit us up, 619-884-0045, or james@ciasfirst.com. Show sponsor for today is Resolution 2020. It's another speaking engagement that I'm going to be a part of. I get to be on, I get to moderate a panel of top producers on February 13th. For the Keller Williams event. So I want you guys to go check that out. Tickets are $30. Kobe Gibson's one of the main speakers. There's going to be 90 minutes of NLP. That's neuro-linguistic programming. That's what Tony Robbins teaches, ladies and gentlemen. So it's totally worth $30. Go check it out. Resolution 2020 on February 13th.
Link in the show notes.
Hey, let's do something.
What are we going to do?
I always like when he starts off the sentence.
If by tomorrow you get 5 more hoodies or blankets, we'll throw in 10.
Ooh, boom. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All we need is 5.
5 more. Come on.
We're going to hit that 100.
Somebody hit us up.
We're going to hit that 100 in
If in the show we get 5, we'll throw in 20.
What? All right. Comment in the
Challenge accepted.
Right?
Going, James.
All right. Throw that comment in there. If you're going to pledge those 5, I will write out, pick them up, and then we get 20 more.
Boom.
Just like that.
Thank you, guys.
You know what? The other thing is too, like going back to your little commission check, like that really interests me now. So I'm gonna have to definitely get my PhD.
That's right.
By
the way, it's super easy. You can go to mikeruss.org, right? There's different options. There's the online version. There's a 1-week version. Use the promo code business.bros and you get 15% off. So there you go. You guys have there's absolutely zero excuse if you do want to earn extra.
And you have 11 months.
You have 11 months
to do your thing.
And in the meantime, you're already doing business anyways. Just send a referral. And you're gonna refer it anyways. Might as well refer to somebody who's gonna cut you a check back.
Right.
Right? I mean that's how it works. So.
Just don't focus on what you do. open your spectrum of opportunities.
Yes.
Passive
so funny.
income, passive
It's
income.
so funny because
You built a relationship with these clients.
Right.
They trust you. They know I can trust you.
I was in a mastermind with Ty Lopez like a couple of years ago. And there was a guy who had been in business putting up windows. Just windows.
Just windows.
Right? And he had a question, it's like, how do I grow my business? And Ty asked him, hey, so what is it that you do? Well, I sell windows. And what else? Just windows. It's like, haven't you thought about like doing extra things that people need with their windows?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, what else can I do for the windows? Blinds? But I'm not expert on blinds. Refer it?
Mm-hmm.
Get a commission?
Yes.
Polarize them? Tint them?
Clean them.
Clean them? Like, there's a ton of things that you could have done with that. Screens? Construction referrals?
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing.
Like, hello?
It's you're not even okay. So you can think back and be like, oh man, I should have done that. No, you could do that now. You
Yes.
have that
Forget
database
about-
of clients.
You already fucked it up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You already
Move
fucked it
forward.
up. But now going forward, you still have that database of clients. You can reach out and say, hey, how the window's going? I hope everything's good. By the way, did you check on your warranty?
Maintenance.
And
Yeah.
there you go.
Talking about windows, actually, the guy that I had do my windows about a year or so ago just sent me an email. I was like, hey, do you need your windows done again?
Just a reminder, right? And that's
Like,
the whole point.
yeah.
Yeah. You here's the thing about those databases of emails. When you do business with somebody and you send them contact information, you handwritten letters. We talked about that. We're going to talk about the event we were at this week. Right? Don't let me forget because I want to talk about that. Those handwritten notes or something personable from you. An email works great, but you can even take it to a whole new level. Make personal introductions, text message, call.
Do you remember where customer service was live?
You
It's
mean
coming back.
it is. It's in
coming
a
back.
huge way.
Yes, because people, everything is cycle. A cycle.
Yeah.
So everything like that,
It's coming back. Personalized things, customer service, live customer service, not from India. Not there is anything wrong with call centers in India, but in the U.S., like everything's coming back to that.
Well, it becomes like every product or service has become commoditized, right? We can get anything we want from anywhere we want as fast as we want.
Right.
So what are we looking for now? What sets us apart? It's that interaction, that personal interaction that makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, that's going to take your business
Talking
to a whole
about
new
Let's
level.
Build, what's your new website?
Oh, businessbros.biz. That's
Sorry,
right.
that was selfish plug.
That's okay. That's good. We can do the selfish plugs all the time, right? Businessbros.biz. Be part of the network. Be part of those email lists. Be part of that. When we have fuck up nights, right? Then you'll know when these things are coming up. When we have Resolution 2020, places where you can meet people, even if we just have happy hours or network meetups. You guys want to be part of that? That's the network that we have. Every single person we've had on this episode is part of that networking group. So you guys want to make sure you go to that businessbros.biz. That's where you go to sign up.
the bigger the network, the better.
The better, right? I mean, and we talked about that at Fuck Up Nights, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about how important it is to have that Dream 100 board, right? Those people that you look up to, and the only way you're gonna get to meet those people is you surround yourself and think like they do, and surround yourself with people who think the same way.
Yeah, it's interesting because
There's quotes out there that people are like, oh, I hear it every time. Like you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out the most with, and you've probably heard it thousands of times. But if you really analyze it, you are the average of the 5 people that you mostly hang out with. If they are broke, you are broke, and I don't mean emotionally or whatever. I mean if they're broke,
Chances are.
monetary. Most likely is that you are also broke,
Yeah.
living paycheck by paycheck.
It's so funny you hear that because a girlfriend of mine actually, she books all of our travel now. And we used to hang around when she used to live in here in San Diego. And we're commenting back and forth, texting each other back and forth about our days here in San Diego and about how we were all broke. We all couldn't just afford this. We could only go to these happy hour places because, they had this $3, this, whatever, that was it. Right? But now we're looking back and we're, she's booking trips for her that's going on cruises and Europe and stuff like that. And I'm like, we're going to Walt Disney World. And I'm like, and it's such a difference to see that the change and and about how the 5 people you surround yourself. And some of those people are still going to those same
Yeah.
Most of them.
But yeah, most of them are still in that same.
It's not just the monetary thing; it's the mentality
yes.
that stays
Yeah.
there, right?
Your
Like,
emotional stage.
yeah, I mean, you've heard that saying that misery loves company, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
those people are always going to be complaining about something, and if you get yourself caught up in that whole mindset, you're going to find yourself complaining about things all the time, never looking at the opportunities that are in front of you because all you see is problems, right?
As Tony
That group
Robbins
of
says.
friends.
Yeah.
Change expectations for appreciation.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
And
true.
change your story. It's so simple to change your story. If you drop the coffee in the morning, instead of saying, fuck, I screwed up, it's going to be a lousy day, it's like, I can clean it.
Yeah.
I can clean it. Actually, it's just water. You can clean it or go home, change, and nothing happened. But if you mentalize yourself that it's going to be a lousy, shitty day, it's going to be a lousy, shitty day.
It's what you make of it.
Exactly.
That's just like
Change it.
the fuck up nights. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh my god, it's all fuck up nights. Oh my god. But it's the meaning that you put behind the word is what is how it.
Yeah, yeah.
you-
And
It's yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of the discussions we were having before the show about being able just to say the word, right?
Yeah.
And how uncomfortable many of us get with that word in public.
Yeah.
And it has a very negative stigma, but if you take control of it, right? If you own it and use it like this is a learning tool. This is exactly what happened to me in my life, right?
Yeah.
I hit this road bump, the speed bump, whatever. I've been in the pits, I've been at the bottom, and now I'm here, and it's because of that. It's because of that dilemma. It's because I fucked up that I learned so much. It was, for me personally, that was more education in that spiral down than I had in college and all these other things. And I learned a lot in college because I finally decided I knew what I wanted to go do, right? And I applied myself and I wanted to learn that stuff. But just you know when you're walking through life and you fall down and scrape your knees, you learn really quick how to take another step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
And if you learn from others, it saves you a lot of time and saves you a shitload of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trust me.
Yeah. By the way, your story, holy moly, man! I didn't know you got kidnapped for 3 weeks. That's crazy. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, sorry, 2 weeks. Still kidnapped at all? I mean that.
Well, but the most interesting thing is that, first of all, I'm alive.
Yes.
The
First
most
and
and foremost,
yes.
is that I'm alive. Thanks to my mom, she paid the ransom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She did all the negotiations herself. She actually picked up the phone. There was a team from Mexico who came to do all the negotiations, just like the movies, The Negotiators.
Mm-hmm.
But she was the one who handled all the transaction. It's a business transaction.
Well, her baby shark was in trouble. Mama shark was out there, right?
It's funny because you can. They recorded all the conversations.
Okay? And you can hear the conversations where they call her or they call the house or whatever. And the kidnappers were like swearing and cursing and things like that. And she was very calm. She was like, if you swear again, I'll hang up the phone. Well, if you hang up the phone, we're going to kill him. She hung up the phone. They would call her again. You see how she trained them to not swear at her. She has a big pair of balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Wild.
I wanna
Hey,
know-
really
yeah.
quick before we jump into the next question, Viviana Oropesa Law, she has a question for you all. When is the next fuck up night?
February.
It's February. Right now, it's February 25th is what the day we're looking at. Still 6:30. We're still figuring out a location. So as soon as we find out, as soon as we get the confirmation of a location, we'll let you guys know.
But there's a meetup group, right? So they can
Yes,
get
yes.
information.
We just created a meetup group. We're launching it probably in the next couple of days. So yeah.
If you go to fuckupnights.com/San Diego, that's our website. You guys can check it out and then get on the
On the
meetup.
list, yeah.
And mind you, I don't think this is the last time we're here with you guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be talking a lot more.
you'll be hearing more about.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck
It
Up
was
Nights
a
is us.
fun event. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
Especially even being the first one, it was really cool.
It is.
So I want to get a little bit more. I know we're supposed to talk deductions, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. I want to know what your experience was like as being held over there. Like what I mean, you said it was not the Ramada Inn or anything.
You know what? Most people would have gone through depression for the rest of their lives.
And you have to be very strong mentally to not let that bother you. The first day that I was kidnapped, and I hardly talk about my kidnapping, and not because it affects me. Literally, it has not affected me in my life after that.
Not even in a positive way?
In an amazing positive way, because the first day that I was there, I was so lucky because they actually treated me really well, right? Laughing about it, I say, hey, it's the most expensive 2 weeks, 4 seasons that I've ever been in. Because they actually allowed me to shower. They gave me a fresh, brand new toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, soap. They would actually wash and dry my clothes. They would actually let me dry my hair so it wouldn't get fungusy. They gave me a mattress, even though I was handcuffed from my hands and feet, and kept blindfolded for all the time there. They would offer me anything I would like to eat, to drink. They would offer me drugs, alcohol, whatever the hell I wanted. I only ate apples. Because in my mind, an apple would actually clean my teeth and it's nutritious. Mm-hmm. So I would only eat apples. From that time to now, I don't eat apples though.
It's the only thing that scarred you, right?
Right, I don't eat apples. But other than that, it was like they never beat me. They did waterboard me once to get information and things like that. But that was it. Other than that, I actually started it because in my mind, I was like, I was not the only one kidnapped there. Every day, somebody else would get there, a kidnapped person. And they would beat the shit out of them like you have no idea. Like they would leave them bleeding in the floor and then pour alcohol on them so
it stings.
Yes. And they did not touch me. They did not do anything like that to me. So I'm blessed. The person who was there, the in charge, he would actually talk to me and ask me, hey, how do you cook this? How do you do that? We had conversations about wine, the most expensive cheeses in the world. And the only thing when I was released, I kept thinking, you know what? They could have taken money. They could take my businesses, but they never took my brain.
Mm-hmm. It's the only thing you had.
Yeah. And with my brain and my will, I came back again.
Yeah,
and I came back again. Like, I didn't care. And the only thing that I was doing to me is like I was with a pillow that they gave me. It was a pillow and they had a zipper. Mm-hmm. So I was scratching my hand to mark my initials because I thought that I was going to get killed. Because I've never heard, very, very small percentage is that people get released alive. So I said, at least if they do something to me, they kill me, they would recognize and at least I have my initials on my hand.
Yeah.
That was it. But other than that, a couple of days before they released me, they came to me and said, you know what, your family, it's a mental game also. Your family left you, they don't care about you, they left the country, they're not answering the phones. We're going to bring someone, a doctor, to cut off your hand. And I said, well, if you're going to cut my hand, please have it be the right hand because I'm left-handed. As calm as I'm telling it to you, that's the way I said it to them. And they were like, holy shit. And they said, you're merchandise. I said, I know. You need to do what you need to do. But I was very calm. I don't know where the fuck the calm came from, but I was really calm.
Dang, that's intense, man.
Well, you have to mentalize yourself.
No, I completely understand that. You know, I talk a lot about being mentally strong, and I tell my kids, you know, if there's a situation, I don't care if it's like you're driving on the freeway and some accident happens, you need to keep your cool. You need to think first before you react, right? If you panic, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, if they saw me cry or shit like that, they would have beat me up or things like that. I don't know.
But see, it's one thing for me to say that, right? And the most I've ever experienced as far as, you know, major trauma like that is maybe like, you know, I broke my arm or like, you know, I see an accident happening right in front of me on the freeway. That experience that you had, like that's one of those things where, like, you know, you're under fire in a war zone, or you're POW taken, like, that's the extreme, and you handled yourself
And
very
life never
well.
prepares you for that.
Well,
You're
no.
never prepared for that shit.
No.
Never.
But you know what? The one thing that I can say that I think that he is, one of the things that I really care about him about is that he doesn't use a victim mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because so many people use their whatever, you know,
Any
rape,
trauma in
murder,
their lives,
that use that as a
great.
feed, as a
Not that it's fine.
as a pillar of like part of their identity for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
You know. And so when he told me about it, I was like, "What?"
But that
The
doesn't
same
define you.
reaction.
It's
Right,
not,
and that's
it's
the whole
nothing
thing.
that defines you. Like, if you're a rape victim or a batter, abuse, like, that should not define you. That's not who you are.
Right.
You did not bring it up. It happened to you.
Yes.
Right.
You might have attracted it. I'm pretty sure I attracted it. That's for sure. Because I was driving one of the vehicles. There were only 3 cars like mine in Mexico.
Yeah. You were
I
putting a bullseye on
attracted-
yourself.
yes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, and I don't know if,
Own it.
for everybody else that whether they attracted or not, some people could it just be an accident.
It
But you're
happens.
absolutely right that what happened to you does not define you.
it does not define me at all. It just happened.
Yeah, it's actually funny because one of the things that we've talked about is, you know, he's actually just probably within the last year or year and a half been sharing this story, because I told him, I said, you know, Vidal, the story itself, it's a pretty amazing story, and about how you basically started over and have built like another 7-figure business.
But the only reason I started over is because I realized when I hit bottom.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I personally realized and noticed when I had hit bottom. Because after this happened to me, I said, I'm going to take a couple of years sabbatical or just continue doing the same shit I was doing. And until you realize you hit bottom, that's it. This is it. There's no more either money in the checking account or no money coming from wherever. You hit bottom. But you need to realize that that's the lowest you can go.
So when you were released, you don't think you hit bottom at
No.
the release point?
No,
you
no,
still
no.
had more bottom to go from there?
Hell yeah. Yeah, because when you're released, if you're, I was held only 2 weeks only, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you think you're inside, you're held hostage, you're kidnapped. You don't know what happens on the outside. My family went crazy. When I got released and they took me, somebody drove me and they picked me up and they took me to my mom's house. The house was upside down, because even though my mom was strong when she was communicating with them, same as me, like I was not showing my weakness, she was going crazy.
Yeah.
She was
Any
going
mother
crazy.
would. Yeah, absolutely.
She was like, I don't know why, but she dumped every closet. Every closet was on the floor. Like, even if it was clothing or whatever, why? I have no idea.
Maybe she's just trying to find anything she could possibly find of value.
Yeah. Well, they wanted money. They didn't want anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things happen to your family, everything, it's upside down. And you come out and you think, oh, everything's still the same.
They're traumatized just as bad or worse.
I would tell you somewhat to extent, not anymore. One of my brothers did get very traumatized. The youngest one, who is the one who brought the negotiators. Something happened to him after my kidnapping. And nothing personally, but just the experience of dealing with it. It affected him in a very, very deep way.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you were strong enough to continue to move forward, but even then, like you said, the surrounding people, they could take the same traumatic experience and use that same victim mentality. And the thing is, they might not know that that's what they're doing.
And I didn't know how much they asked for. I didn't know when I was released how much was the money that my mom had to give them. Until I was told, I'm like, holy shit, it's like nothing's going to be the same at this point until I make it again or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you get out, it's like, oh, yes, they paid something for me. You know
but you don't know what was it. You don't know how much to the extent of. You could have probably be broke.
Yeah. That's the track.
That one was kind of weak.
That was kind of weak.
That was kind of weak.
It's all right. It was kind of a somber moment there.
Yes.
There we go. That's better.
That's better. All right, there we go. There we go.
That's
All right, so that's the closest I can get to
That works.
the laugh track
Yeah,
or the applause track for now.
Applause track.
But anyway, let's pause, shall we?
Yeah, go for it. I was in deep on that.
Yeah,
one.
the time is 25 minutes and 3 seconds.
Holy moly.
We interrupt today's regularly scheduled #1 podcast in San Diego for a purely selfish, completely irreverent, sell-out cash grab word from our sponsor. Hernan, what are we selling today?
Resolution 2020, ladies and gentlemen. $30 tickets. It's pretty simple. You guys are going to take a lot of value from this event. Neuralistic programming. You get Cody Gibson as your main speaker. You get a top panel of real estate agents teaching you what it takes to be a top producer in today's market. And I get to moderate that panel. So you guys want to come check it out. It's going to be on February 13th, Resolution 2020. Look, it's going to be in February. Most of you are going to forget what your resolutions were by 2 weeks into January. Most of you have probably fallen off the wagon already. So let's just hop back on there and let's set ourselves up so that we can continue to reach our goals by the end of the year. February is a good time, and we're going to set things up quarterly and going on forward so we can make sure that you not only plan your goals but actually hit them, because that's the important part, right? Resolution 2020, February 13th. Link is in the comments.
And just the $30 itself, do you get to see Hernan live in
Yeah,
person?
exactly. Come take pictures. We'll shake hands.
Autographs.
We'll talk, autographs, all that stuff. We'll be there.
yes.
There we go. And
Head swollen.
Yeah. Damn, Leo. Tell you. And now, back to the #1 podcast in San Diego, the Business Bros Pod.
Man, yeah, you know what? I mean, we didn't get to deductions today, but who cares? This mindset thing, setting yourself up for success going forward and understanding that people deal with things all the time. Yeah. We've had people on the show, they've had car accidents and physical injuries where they have to overcome these things, and they do.
But I bet you have never had somebody has been kidnapped.
Never.
That's
When I heard that story...
that we know of.
That's right, that I know of. When I heard that story at the fuck up night, I was like... No way, dude. I mean, you told me you were going to drop a story, but I had no clue.
Imagine being his partner and going like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what? Some people think or might think, and that's my belief, right? Because when I was released, and whomever knew about my situation, nobody left. Nobody left my circle. Nobody left my surroundings. Only a very few people left. Because they were scared that they could happen to them. But that was my belief that, I'm going to be out of friends, out of family, out of relatives, out of everything because they're afraid to be around me. That's not true. That is not true.
What changed about you after the event? Like, obviously, it wasn't you didn't decide to stay broke forever for fear of getting kidnapped. You continued to do what you did. But what did you learn? What changed you going forward?
You know what? The change was my mom. She's a very wise lady. And not because she's my mom. Probably one of the best advices that I've ever received in my life has come from her. And the first thing she said to me is, go back to your roots. Stop fucking around, just like that, and go back to your roots. Do what you love to do. And that was, I lost focus. And then when I refocused and I focused on the accounting and the taxes and what I'm passionate about, everything started moving forward. When I was driving around, and not because I've always driven around good cars, but I was driving around a used car, and she said, you're going to go walk into Mercedes and you're going to buy a car. But I don't have the money. I don't care. You're going to walk into Mercedes and buy a car. Perception is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Mercedes and I got a car. So those two pieces of advice they're like, holy shit, she's right.
She told you get over your shit and start acting like how you want to be.
Exactly. That simple. on a mother way, but I'm glad I listened to her, because most us as sons or daughters, you don't listen to your parents. Oh, they don't know. They don't know. Fuck that. Pay attention. Listen to the hidden message that is there.
Yeah, they're speaking out of experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I get a lot of flack sometimes because the wife would always tell me, she's like, man, sometimes you just say things without like thinking about other people's feelings. I'm like, but I'm just telling them the truth.
That hurts, but that helpful. You love them.
That's exactly. I'm coming from a place of love. I still care about you. I want you to be better. I'm telling you just because I want to tell you. But I always get damn, Non's an asshole.
It's like your grandparents. Grandparents have no filter.
Yeah.
But they live long enough. They don't have to have one.
I know,
exactly.
but they tell you from the heart, because experience, it's golden.
They don't got time to beat around the bush.
Hells no.
Yeah.
Hells no. So the hidden message between, like, go do whatever you are passionate about, go back to your roots, is like, hey, you son of a bitch, focus.
Mm-hmm. Follow one course until successful.
Focus. Yeah. I'm an accountant. I have bachelor's degree in accounting, 2 masters.
Did all those come after?
No. They were
before?
previous, yes. And then because I got the restaurants, I became a chef, and I was like traveling the world, being a chef. That was my second career. So if I'm my first, go to my roots, go to why, if that's what, there's a reason why I study for accountant. So
the way money flows.
Yes. So focus. I hear a lot of people or clients are like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and that. What is it? You can serve 2 masters. If you want to open 2 businesses at once, one of them is going to fail. And I'm pretty sure both of them are going to fail because you have no focus.
Mm-hmm. I hear that often.
Yeah.
Because my mind does float. My mind floats.
As an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But focus. Focus 18 months in one project and then on the other one. But don't, keep them in the back burner. But don't start doing little things here, there, and there. Because then you're dividing your attention in multiple projects that are never going to materialize.
Yep.
They're just wishes.
I've experienced it. Firsthand of experience.
As entrepreneurs, we do that.
And
That's
a lot of times you
mistakes.
need someone that will help ground you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do a lot to him.
That's what my wife does to me.
You know, to say, hey, you know, he'll be like, oh, I have this great new idea. And I'm like, okay, like, how is this going to look? Like, who is this, you know, how is this going to affect us? Like, how, you know, what kind of pieces are we going to need to put in place? How much are we going to spend? You know, it's like.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's how it works with us too.
but even in accounting, there's a credit and a debit and the yin yang.
Yeah.
Positive and negative.
Yep.
There's always, you must have a counterpart.
Always.
Grounds
it's a
you.
checks and balance, right?
You need the tether.
Well, I got a question for you though. Like when he turns around and asks you these questions, do you kind of feel like, man, why are you stopping me, dude? Why you?
Yes,
you taking the wind out of my sails here?
at the beginning, yes, but then you learn.
Yeah, you do.
You learn by losing shitload of money.
Yep.
And that's when it hurts.
Done that too.
And it's not losing just the shitload of money. It's losing the time because you wasted
Done that too.
You wasted it.
Yes.
So you need to realize that you need to focus. If you focus on one task at a time, you're going to excel in it. Another thing that I learned is that you cannot be perfect. There's only one perfection. And in my belief, it's God. If you want to be perfect, as Tony Robbins says, perfection, it's being mediocre. Because there is no perfection.
Yep.
You can never achieve perfection. You can achieve excellence, but you cannot achieve perfection. So perfection, it's a mediocre.
It's a myth,
level.
Man. It doesn't exist. And it's funny, I get slammed for having cliches all the time, but like focus, it's follow one course until successful.
Yeah.
Like that's the acronym,
Yeah.
right? That's what we do. And then you were talking about what else was the other one? Slipped my mind. So you were talking about focusing,
System?
and then no. Well, system's another one.
I
But
don't
what
know.
were
I
you
was
talking
just
about right
throwing
after the
acronyms.
focus? I forgot. Oh, well, we're gonna move on. You know what my mom says, by the way, when I forget something like that?
Yeah.
Must have been a lie.
They're Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. Mom's got some good ones.
My
Must have
mom
been a
has-
lie or come churro, pues.
My grandma, she, well, actually, it's my mom who says this. It's like, it's only the face that doesn't help you.
Yeah. Playboy.
Es nomás la cara.
It's not my luck.
Nomás la cara la que te ayuda, mijo.
Oh man, hey, you guys, I've really enjoyed having you guys on the show. You know, every week we've had you guys
It's
come
been
over.
okay with you.
Thank you. You know what he just said? He just said, "I've had better."
You need to drop a bomb there.
You know, it's what about this? It's like doing this, James.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Bring you back down, son. Bring you back down. No, but really, it was great getting to know you guys. We built. This is one of those things that we talk a lot about on the show, which is, you know, nurturing the relationships that you build. We met you literally through the podcast,
Yes.
but we've done a number of things together as far as events, as far as the podcast is concerned.
We're going to
We've done,
continue doing
doing
stuff.
some business together
Right.
already.
And that's exactly what we talk about when we were at the fuck up night. We were talking about, you know, enhance these relationships, build those networks with people, get out there, and that's how things get better for whatever it is that you want to do.
Learn, read books. Because read books about successful business owners, entrepreneurs, and just human beings that have been successful. Because you're going to learn so much from their fuck ups. You have no idea. You're not going to learn from their successes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to learn from those.
Those successes are just what catches your eye.
You're not going to
It's the
walk into
failures
KFC and say, hey, can you give me the recipe? They're not going to give them the recipe. But they're for sure going to tell you how they fuck it up.
You know, the one thing that, talking about fuck ups, it reminds me of the David Goggins book. I don't know if you've read that one.
Yeah,
Man.
I love when he always talks. Get hard, yeah.
Yeah,
I listen to David
it's
Goggins
pretty-
in the morning
it's
every
pretty-
time, once in a
It's
while.
pretty incredible because he talks about. Sorry,
That's right.
He talks about that. You know, all those things that he fucked up, and then he's like, okay, get myself back together and
Yeah.
push through, and that's the same thing.
I mean, that guy's 100-mile like race in
Yeah.
24 hours. I mean, he's talking about, 50,000 push-ups, I think, or
Yeah,
pull-ups or
pull-ups,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, he went through SEAL training and what was the other one? Ranger training, Ranger school.
Yeah.
Like that guy's incredible, and he talks about exactly. I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I was overweight, I wasn't, I couldn't even get recruited. The recruiter made me go back and lose weight before I even got started. Like he's got a great story.
Yeah.
So again, successful
You know what
people.
we haven't
people who are
done in a
doing it.
while? Sorry.
No,
we
yeah.
haven't done an Ask the Bros segment in a long time.
You're right. You're right. Okay, let's do it. Ask the bros.
Okay.
You must have come prepared.
He has a question.
I figured since it's our last podcast, or the five of the
From the
last
series.
one, I was like,
gotta
we
answer
talk
the
about
question.
books. What's the last book that you guys read? Or
Oh,
listened to?
yeah, the last book I read, I read 2 together. So it's been Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets, and the other one is I forgot his name, but it's something about creating a superstar or super fans. What's his name? He's local here in San Diego. I can't remember his name. Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn's.
okay.
Super fans. So creating super fans. Those are the 2 books that I read recently.
Nice. Mine are Good to Great. Can't remember the author's name on either one of these, but Good to Great, and the other one is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about, just being blunt and honest and telling people the hard, cold truth, and you guys would love Russia. If what's his name, the author of Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck is... right in any way. You guys would love Russia because they're very straightforward like that.
You have to be straightforward.
Yeah.
You cannot go around the bushes.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. Well,
In business, it's not going to happen. The government is not going to go around the bushes. If you are embezzling or if you are tax evading, they're not going to go around the bushes and say,
straight
"Can
after you."
They'll go straight up to you. Hells yeah.
So why don't you?
You know what? With my clients, I'm very straightforward. I can care less. They can fire me. I'll be sad, but at least I'm telling them the truth.
Yes.
At least
You
I'm
sleep
telling
well
them.
at night.
Yes, because I feel good with myself to saying, do you know what? You pull this much money out of the company, you're going to have to pay taxes. It's your money, but it's from your company.
Mm-hmm.
It's not deductible.
Sorry.
If you want to do it right, ask me how, and I'll teach you how to do it. But by doing it that way, it's like, hey, I'm going to have to issue you a $215,000 1099.
Ouch.
Oh, well,
Where's the bomb when we need it?
There we go.
Cue the bomb.
You're from tech to sound engineer, right?
I know, right? I'm like, okay, I got a soundboard now.
I got it.
I got a soundboard
and
now.
so far, I've never been fired with my clients. They actually appreciate the bluntness as to what I tell them, the things that are going on their business. They appreciate it.
That's what they pay you for. That's what they do. That's what they want from you. Absolutely. Well, our time has come to an end. Unless you got another question. Jeff?
No.
I feel like you had one scripted.
If it was your last, if you knew it was your last day here, okay,
Ooh, that's a good one.
who will you have dinner with?
Live or dead?
That was your last day here. I
Live.
mean,
It
They
have
have
to be my wife and kids.
No,
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
like a person, like, could they be live or dead? Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. On top of like immediate family, like
Yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because I was like, that was a pretty easy answer.
No.
Dinner with my wife and kids.
Yeah. No, on top of your family. Yeah. After dinner, you're gonna have time to spend it with your family. You're not dying until 11:59.
Yeah. Who's your number one go-to Dream 100 board? Who's that number one person you would want to meet? I guess that's what it comes down to.
yeah, I'm just like
Alive or
I'm
dead,
gonna-
right? Because I have my dead one. Do I have to
No,
come up with a
alive.
live
Because
one?
if you're dead, you might see them whatever you're going.
We're talking about blood. So alive.
if you believe in that.
So it has to be alive, right?
It
It has to be alive. Man.
I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anybody else. Like, you're about to die today. Like, who else would I want to talk to who else would I want to spend my time with other than
Mind you, I'm changing it. Like you'll
wife
have
and family.
time
to spend with
to
your
spend
family.
with your family.
Yeah, wait, he's trying to say, like, if you could have dinner with one person, the one person that's an influence to you, who would it be?
Okay, well, in that case,
Man, that's a toughie, huh?
I don't know. It's got to be Bob. It's the only person I can think of.
Bob Kiyosaki?
Bob Kiyosaki.
Man, yeah, that's a good one. Damn, I have a list, man.
You must
You know-
have one top.
One top.
You know who would be mine? Brene Brown.
Who's Brene Brown?
She's actually a really good. She's a great author. She actually has done a TED Talk about being true to yourself and being authentic and being vulnerability and about being vulnerable, and that's how you really ultimately connect with people. So she has a really good TED Talk, and she has a bunch of books that are really about vulnerability and about connecting
Man,
with different people.
and I have so many. It'd be tough. I don't know, musically.
Or Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah.
No, because then she used to like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, and what are you gonna do with a car?
You're like, nothing. I'm gonna
Yeah,
die anyways.
Yes.
Um,
You come with me, bitch.
Man, I have multiple answers. How do I pick one? I don't know.
Mine would be the Pope.
The Pope?
Oh, that's a good one.
See, I'm gonna go way extreme on the other side. I think mine would be Eminem.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
He's way not Pope.
It doesn't matter, but you might get a lot of.
Like
Thanks for him.
it's just always fascinating to me. Like, I don't know how. I wonder if he talks that way.
I doubt it.
Like he just speaks in rhyme the whole time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One would
for
assume
sure.
that the comedians are always dropping jokes, and they're not.
No, and that's Jim Carrey, for example. I heard him talk one time, and he was saying the same thing. He got tired of being famous because everywhere he went, they were like, "Be funny," and it's like, "I'm a person." Relax, like
It's like when I see a celebrity, it's like I don't go and approach them and can I get your autograph? Even though I admire them or whatever, they're human beings. Let them be. They're in their space.
Yeah. I have a hard time with
Don't
that, but
intrude.
by the same token, if I ever got to celebrity status, I'd be like, if somebody came up and said, "Hey, can I take a picture?" Yeah, I'd be okay with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I actually would like, yeah, sure, no problem.
You're almost there, Hanan.
Yeah, getting there, one day at a time. Yeah,
Boosted up.
there you go.
I've
What's
only
next?
got-
You go,
I've only got one starstruck, and it was
in Disneyland with Kylo Ren. Oh no, Darth
Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
We were not expecting Darth Vader to come out. It was like a
James
mystery
Earl Jones?
Meet and greet. No, like a meet and
A
greet.
meet and greet.
Darth
Vader walks out and like, holy crap!
Dude, I
Darth
felt like
Vader.
that. I felt like that was playing on my son's Oculus Quest of virtual reality, and Darth Vader was right here next to me, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. I was like, give me a 5, and he's like just telling me the story, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, but it was amazing. Of course.
Silly.
Yeah, it's virtual reality, man. I'm telling you, I don't have to go anywhere anymore. It's right there.
Right.
All right.
the worst.
All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
All right. Bye, Facebook. One more for good measure.